All right. Let's. I don't even know. Let's get this started. I never thought how much energy, emotion, and like will it would take to whoa, what the frick? It would take to make this video. Sorry for any background noise. This video, I want to try and keep the most authentic and real that I can. I don't know how long it will be, and I don't want it to be filled with a bunch of fluff, but that's probably what it's gonna be, because this is like such an emotional video for me. Sorry. So, okay, so this video is going to be very dramatized. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be authentically my feelings, my emotions, and everything that I've been holding on to for so long. It's gonna be cacawed, and the reason for me making this video now is because I've been waiting to make this video for a while now, 2 years. And it is something that needed to be made. I don't even know what I'm saying. And it was brought to my attention through a dream that I had last night. And I am a faithful person. I don't know what you would call it. I don't go to church religiously or anything like that, but I do believe in God, and I believe that he works through you, and I believe a bunch of other stuff, not to get into detail about that, but I believe that that was a sign to, like, this is my time. Like, this is it. Like, graduation's canceled. Everything is, like, done. Like, I'm done with my school. I never have to, like, I'm moving soon. Like, everything is just falling into place. And it's just, this is, like, a new chapter for me. And in order for me to move forward, I need to let go of the past. And this story, whether you take it seriously or not, it affected me very much and still affects me to this day. And I hate to give someone that much power, but it really does. It was my first experience in anything of the sort like it. And for any of you to say I'm over dramatizing something or I am taking things way too far, that is fine, and you can believe that. But this is my story, and this is how I feel. And I need to be understood, because I feel like throughout my whole life, I'm always told I'm, like, dramatic and all this stuff. And, I mean, I can be dramatic sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but this is, and it has been a long time since this happened, so for me to, like, continue to talk about it and continue to still be emotionally evoked by it is kind of sad. It's really sad, and I hate that I am giving this person so much power over my freaking life, but I am just a really emotional person. I am really sensitive, so anything anybody does, I really think about it, I dissect every aspect of it, and I break it down, and it breaks me down, and this is one of those situations where I just need to vent, I just need to talk, and I really hope this helps someone out there, because I know I am not the only one who has gone through this. So hi, I'm Star. Welcome to my channel. If this is the first video you're seeing, this is one of the first very raw and emotional videos, and I'm sure it won't be the last. And if you're not here for it, please leave, because this video is going to be all that and more. If this video can help you in any way, I'm so grateful that I had to go through it then, because any way that can help someone else through my experience, by all means, send me the pain. I've been through a lot, so I'm kind of used to it by now. This video has to do with a very toxic and mentally challenging, like actually challenging my mental capacity and my mental state it was a very, that type of situation. A very long time ago. Oh my goodness. A very long time ago. Or I guess I should start this off by saying what started me. So, the dream. I had a dream that this person, which I've been really good about, like, trying to stay away from the thought of them or anything like that, because it's hard, because this person was my, well, my first crush. It sounds like a freaking, like, a middle school, like, okay. And when I was younger, I never liked anyone. I was very to myself. I very wanted to keep things going. I wanted to keep things pushing. I wanted to get my work done. And I didn't want to, well, sorry, okay. I'm so crazy. My Gemini season's really coming in strong this year, isn't it? I really wanted nothing to do with anyone, and I just wanted to focus on band, which I was in at the time, and myself, and education, and just pursuing my future endeavors, and moving. That has been my future goal, and for this quarantine, to harp on that, or not to harp, I use big words that don't mean anything, and I'm stupid, I'm sorry. Not to harp, but to, like, bash that, and, like, crash my dreams. It really sucks, because I've worked so hard to just leave, and I'm still stuck here, like, that's why I feel like this moment is really good for me to release any emotion and, like, pepped up anger and just everything, and just get it out there, get my side out there, because I'm telling you right now, if this person was not talking about me and their whole situation, then I'd be very surprised, because people talk about their own situations, and obviously you're only going to hear my side of the story, so, I'd be very surprised if they weren't sharing their side. Anyway, I had a dream last night, and this person was taking advantage of me. They were, I don't want to correlate this situation with something so much more drastic, because it was in no way physically, it was physically draining, but it wasn't physically like there was nothing, it was literally in my freaking head. I'm crazy. And Star having a mental breakdown for an hour straight. Oh, I can't stop laughing. I am crazy. I'm so sorry. What is wrong with me? Anyway, I had a dream that they were trying to have something over me physically, that they were physically trying to advance on me and control me and all this stuff, and like the dream basically consisted of this person wanting to actually be with me, and I was like so happy, and I was like, but why? Like, it's so weird. Like, I was so confused, and we were at this camp thing, and later in the night, I guess, at the camp thing, but it was like an inside camp. It was weird. It was a dream, okay? And they were like, oh, I would like to talk with you in the cabin type of thing about how I feel, and they were like trying all these things just to be with me by myself, and I was like, oh my goodness, maybe they're like actually serious this time. And so I finally, later in the night in my dream, which my dream was really weird because it was like in one situation, then it went to this, and it was really, the first situation was actually just really cute and really nice, and it was like a bike ride by myself, like with my family. I hate my dreams. They're so like, they like tell a lot. And I go in the room to talk with this person, and they start like doing stuff because they're just like, oh my goodness, like they're trying to make me feel good, and they're saying all this stuff, and I should know that by now. This is something that they always freaking did. And I was just like, no, stop, like stop, like I need you to tell me what this is, like what you want, because right now this isn't okay. And whoa, okay, I can't say anything. I was like, and then they were like, you know what, never mind, just go. I don't want to deal with you anymore. You're too much, you're blah, 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 all this stuff. And it was a dream, so it was very foggy, but I remember the key points is where they were trying to make advances on me, and I did not like it, and I just wanted to talk about things. I didn't want to, that never happened in real life. But it was something that invoked an emotion to me as I woke up literally 30 minutes ago to make this video, because I need to be understood. Like, I feel like I am so misunderstood in life because I am such a dramatic and like I have so much like big, I don't know what the frick to call it. I don't want to like sound like I'm like boosting myself, because I'm not. This is like a downfall of me. Whoa, teardrop on the freaking glasses. Like freaking big, like I big gestures. I don't know what the frick you would want to call that. And so I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, back to the main story. I had this dream and I needed to talk about this situation, because now that school's out, I don't need to see this person anymore. I don't need to deal with them. I went on an unfollowing spree and just unfollowed a bunch of people that I just don't want to deal with the toxic lifestyles of theirs, and seeing this person, and I just don't want to be here anymore. I want to leave where I'm at and leave the toxic energy and the vibes, and just everything is so negative. There's background noise. A couple years ago, there was this person that I started to have feelings for. And this was when I was actually starting to find myself, because I was like, what the frick is going on? I don't know what's going on with me. I was just me. I was just living life like Larry. And yikes. So, me never having like talked to anyone or like hit on anyone or anything like that, like I just start like talking to them, and we start building a friendship, and they end up dating someone else after a while. And throughout this whole time, I sound crazy. I sound crazy. Like, what the frick? But I promise you, I literally have screenshots of, like, not this far back, obviously, because I'm like crazy, but like, if I, not that crazy. No, but like, if I had the chance, I would have screenshotted it just in case, for like rebuttal, but I'm not going to show any screenshots because I don't need to. If you don't want to believe me, you don't need to. I don't care. It's on you, sister. There was a constant kindness. And maybe that's my fault. I am very like sensitive and I take things way too seriously sometimes. So maybe I was interpreting things the wrong way the first few times. And then they ended up dating someone else and we were still friends. And I was like, okay, well, now throughout all of this, I will say the truth. I did admit to them that I actually was like feeling something. And they were like, no, I just don't really want to. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then every now and then I would do something wrong and I would flirt still. And that's my fault. I accept blame on that. I should have not done that. Once they said that, I should have stopped, and I didn't. And I suck for not doing that because I probably confused them too. And that's not right. And I take fault for that. But there's no but. But they were also saying stuff that I don't know. You can use your discretion, but for me, never have dated anyone, and me being very clear at points in our friendship, telling them, don't say this because I already have feelings, and you are saying this stuff, and you can be really nice and thank you, but like it's doing something to me. It's like it's creating an emotion that you're not meaning to be there, but it's being there because that's just how I am. And they would be like, okay, I'll stop. And then it would keep going, and then they would just say really nice stuff, and they would just say stuff. Anyway, so I don't remember that far back, but I remember like the key point. So like basically like after they started dating this person, it was very weird, and I kind of just like was like, okay, whatever. And like throughout that, it would just be very, I don't even know that time period very much, because it was like, wow, that was like 5 years ago. I'm telling you, I'm crazy. So, because it was like my 8th grade year, and I am a senior. Okay. So, you know, back to story time. Where was I? I don't even remember now. I don't remember. Oh, about how long ago this was. So yeah, it was a long time ago, but it lasted a long time too. So, 8th grade, I graduate. Okay, so now we're in high school, and now we don't really see each other, and so it kind of helps. And they broke up with this other person, but now, so then when they broke up with this other person, I was like, you know, again, it was my fault. I take blame for this. So maybe this whole thing was my fault. I don't know, but I know, no, because I still have to, you know, I have to give myself some credit because they were doing some stuff. And I know they were, and they were very mind played. Like, they very played with my mind, and I think that's the part that's making me think, oh, it was all my fault, and it wasn't. I know it was not all my fault. I know it was not. Literally, my Gemini side is, like, popping out. Like, you guys, freaking 5 different personalities of me. Like, freaking what? So... So, the end of 8th grade year, we're both in band, mind you. Ooh, this is gonna, like, give it away to the people that know me. But the best part is I'm moving, so it doesn't even matter. Because these hoes can't keep trying me, okay? These hoes, let me tell you something about these hoes. Okay, these hoes, not this particular person, but the hoes, they really freaking tried me, and that's a whole other story time. Let me tell you something about friends, okay? They are non-existent. They aren't even available for you. I am one of those people where I am a ride or die. When somebody says something to me, like, oh, I'm not cool with this person, I don't agree with not being cool with that person either, because I've also had bad experience by doing that. But if you are a real home G, a real good one, and they did something really messed up to you that is personally and literally just them doing that to you, girl, what's good? But if not, that's where it becomes sticky for me. But nonetheless, that's a different story. I just got emotion was evoked. So extra. Anyway. So that was a thing. And then I don't know where I left off at again. Okay, band. And so in the way it worked in 8th grade was 9th grade is that we took the middle school and we brought them to the high school to like teach them and stuff like that. And so basically me and this person were in a group together like a lot because we were friends. And they, you know, they were also coming to me too to be friends. So it wasn't just me pushing, well, we'll get to that. But it was a combined friendship, that part. And then this is when things got really tough. So I graduate from 9th grade. I go from 9th grade to 10th grade. They come from, you know, because they're a grade below me, actually. Oh no. This is gonna give the person away. I've only ever done this with one other person, so, like, with one person, so, like, if you know me, you know who this is anyway, so it doesn't even freaking matter, but it doesn't matter, because we're all out of high school anyway. Oh, I'm outie. So it doesn't even matter anyway. Crazy kid from New Jersey comes in and ruins everybody's lives. So they're now in high school, and it gets so blurry. They started dating someone else. I know that happened sometime during all this, and that's when things really started going down for me. That's when I really started to go crazy, okay? Let me tell you guys something, okay? I became, oh my goodness, a literal homewrecker. I became a literal, like, 9th grade, how old was I? Like, 15-year-old homewrecker. Like, what? they got in this relationship, this person, and I was friends with this other person that they got in a relationship with. So it was very like weird for me. And the thing is I've never had another like relationship. And when I say relationship, I don't mean romantically or friendship. I just mean a relationship in general. Like, I have a relationship with my food because I love my food. I have a relationship with my dog. But that's all love. I have a relationship with art because I don't love art, but I like it, and I take in the act of art sometimes, but I don't, I don't vibe with it all the time. That's what I mean when I say relationship, just to clarify. And I'm sure I will miss some points in this video. So please don't drag me for like saying something wrong. I am very like out of it right now. Literally just woke up 30 minutes ago. So after they got with this person is when it all started going down. I became a mega high, and they were still leading me on. And I know I'm not crazy for thinking that. Oh, hi, also acne. I literally look so rough, and I'm trying to like film this video. It's okay. So, my 15 other people, like, in my head, like, going crazy right now. This is how I have, mental breakdowns, by the way. Now you get a little bit of tea in my life of how I, cope myself. So, after that, I keep forgetting where I left off. Okay. So they were leading me on, and I know that was a fact because other people that I would talk to about this, like my really close friends, they would like be like I wouldn't like give specific details, but I'd be like, oh, this person's like blah 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 blah, and they'd be like, that's weird, that's kind of fishy, and I'm like, is it? And I'm like, I don't know, but I can't stop like talking to them because they like say this one thing and then they say this other thing, and I try to be like, oh, like, can you stop? Like, stop, just stop. Like, I can't do this anymore. And then I'm like, but I want more. And so I kept going after them, even though I would literally cut them off. I'd literally be like, you know what? You are playing with me too much. Like, I can't deal with you anymore. You are hurting me. You are hurting the person that you're with, and it's unfair, and it's not right. So just stop. Like, stop. I can't. I want to be friends, but I can't. And they'd be like, oh, that really sucks. I really like being your friend, but I understand, blah, 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 blah. And I swear they were lying through all of this. And I have reasons why. And so then, a few days later, I'd be like, hi. ... I miss you. This is so eye-opening. And, yeah, tea. And then it would start over again, and it was a constant pattern. And then, this one key point I remember, because it was like super shocking, is they were with this person still. And I was like really driving home that I liked them. Like, I was really digging in. And that's what I think maybe messed it up a little bit. I keep saying that, but this person was really nice sometimes. And I think maybe they felt bad for me. And so they would say these things to make me feel good. But in the end, if you see this, that actually made me crazier. And I'm sure you know that now. So please, if you're doing that to someone, just stop and be honest with them, because that is what drove me crazy, is them trying to make me feel better. Okay, so here's the tea. When the 5th or 6th time I was like, I'm done, blah, 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 they were like, okay, wait. If I ever break up with this person, I'll get with you. Every time I told someone that, they're like, oh, so I'm giving you guys to do a little. And at the time, I was like 2. And I literally said, that's really messed up. I don't need a pity party. Something of that sort. I may not have said that was really messed up, but I definitely said I don't need a pity party, because, I did not need no pity party. And they were like, oh, no, it's not. I really think we would work out, but I'm dating someone right now. And I was like, oh, this is obviously not true, but the star is still gonna follow the path, because the path of deception is the best one. And so after that, a few months later, we're talking. And during this whole time, there was actually a point where they stopped texting me for like a very long time, and I was getting triggered because let me tell you something. Okay, another thing I get very triggered about is if someone that I really care about and am wanting to reach out to doesn't answer me. My friends, my pets, anybody, family. You know, if you know, and you know I go crazy in your texts, in your DMs. I had a kick in your kicks, in your Twitters. I go bonkers. I will blow up everything. I will hit up your friend to hit you up. I will hit up your friend to hit them up to hit you up. Okay, I am lunatic. I look crazy. I am crazy. And I have done this. And I'm admitting it. Because guess what? I'm me. Okay? And even though I have my faults, I have a very, like, I'm understanding myself. And I think that's the way life works. Like, I went through all this to learn these problems about me. Because if I hadn't gone through this experience, I would have never found out all these problems about me. And if I did, it would have taken me much longer than finding it out all in once in the span of like 4 to 5 years. So thank you to this one person. Thank you so much for pointing out all my faults and making it look like, showing like a mirror to me so that I can see what is wrong with me. I will say, I will give you that one up. I will give you that. I will say thank you for that one thing. Because that's what you did. You really, I'm sweating. You really showed me how bad of a person I can be. And it really taught me to like learn from that. So thank you for that. I don't want to give him too much credit though, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Ooh, child, I need water. I'm dying over here, okay. So, after they finally reached back to me, after this long time of not answering me, and me reaching out to them for a kick and all this other stuff, they were like, oh, hello. Like, I'm pretty sure I have the screenshots of that, but I'm not gonna say that, because there's no reason. They were like, hello, can you get my messages, blah, 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 and they were like blowing up my phone now, and I was like, haha, I get it. Like, they were literally making it seem like they were trying to get to me when they actually weren't. Like, that's how, like, manipulative and, like, toxic they were. They were still trying to, like, play with me, like, to make me feel better when they could have just left it there. Like, they could have just not answered me, which I hate people do. Like, I'd rather you, like, own up and be like, I don't want to talk to you anymore, and then just, like, stop texting me. But, there was an option to just stop texting me, because at this point, it was, like, at least a month. So, and I'm still blowing this person, so, yeah, that happened. The reason why I'm a star is because I am so different and unique that literally no one else is like me, because I'm so freaking crazy. And so after that, you know, the trust was broken, everything was broken. I again made my like 8th time to like say we can't talk anymore, but we still ended up talking. Then this happened. The end of my 9th grade year. I'm getting things mixed up. No, I'm not. There was a problem where they told me a very big secret of theirs, which I don't know if they had told anyone else, and the intimacy there was very interesting. Even if they hadn't told anyone else, they made me think it, and so it was a very vulnerable place for them, at least the way they made it look. Again, I really don't trust this person, so it's really hard for me to go out there and just tell you what they said is truth, because then again, I have no freaking idea. So they then tell me something very vulnerable, and I again made a little star mistake and freaked out at them. I was yelling at them. It was over text too, so it was like really bad because things get so misinterpreted. Because I was hurt about what they did, and I was freaking out because I thought I had a chance when host star you had no chance, and I don't know why the freak you thought you did. I don't know why you popped off, but I popped off, and I shouldn't have popped off, and I feel really bad for that. And I apologized in the future, like later, which we'll get to that part. And so after that, we never talked. In the morning, I tried to apologize, and they just said, F you, blah, blah, blah. And I think that was a good thing, because I think that was a point for them that they literally could have just cut me off. And I think that maybe would have been what they were trying to do, because I don't see how they really I don't think they actually wanted to be my friend at all, to be honest. Like, they did all this stuff, all this extra manipulation, and I think it was just a fun game for them, because I don't see how someone crazy as me would want to stay with someone like that as a friend, or like anything like that. So I don't understand how they would still want to talk to me. So I think they were just, at this point, they were tired of their games themselves, and they're like, okay, I'm tired of this. This is like, this piece of trash is like, I'm tired of playing games with them. So like, I'm just actually done with them. So like, I can use this to like actually stop talking to them. So I think that was a good jump off point for you. So good job for that. And, when is the point that I start looking good? I'm joking. That was really bad of me to say. But I literally like look crazy throughout the whole video. But either way, even if it's like I'm the bad guy, I don't really care how people spin this. Because it's still a point for me to just talk about it. So, and hopefully someone can relate. I am okay. So now they're like, F you, all this stuff. I told you something and you really messed it up and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, bye. And so we left it at that. Then a few months later, I got into something really big, which will be another story time. And I was really sad and really depressed. And so I hit them up again, asking for help, because I really thought that after I mistreated them and their emotions, that I would get some sort of validation back from them, which was really inconsiderate and stupid of me to think, but I did. And it's okay, I learned from it, and they were like, no, F you still. So, but the answer, I'm joking. So then, like, now we're going into 10th grade. So now we skipped the whole year. I have to be in band with them, so it's very awkward. There's like moments where we have to talk to each other, and like we get into little tiny mini arguments kind of thing. There was this one time that I said something and they said that, and I was like triggered and I was like about to pop off, but I didn't, and I like held it down and I was like, ooh. And then I started getting close with the person they were dating, and I became the bad guy because I was really just trying to get under their skin, because the person that I was trying to be friends with was actual trash to other people too. So like, I really, sorry sister, but you're not tea. Yo, I still have to, okay, wait, I need to chill because I'm not moving yet. Yeah, I need to chill. Wow, I need to chill. Okay, so we're gonna dial it down a little bit. But, so I was trying to be friends with that person that was dating the person that I loved, and we got closer, and so they were asking me to like take pictures of them, and I'm sure of you, this person knew that this person and me had a thing a while ago, because I'm telling you, I did not trust this person at all, and you will find out later. Anyway, long story short, because this is becoming way too long and there's so much more. We go to my friend's party, and they're asking me to take pictures of them and all this stuff, and me and the person that, you know, no longer, we stopped talking, we started talking again. And this was the downfall. Them and the person they were dating at the time started to get into fights and little things and blah, 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 blah. And they ended up splitting up during this time. But they went to the party together, and then in a few weeks, they were separate. And then so after this, this was like in December. A few months later, December, I don't know the year, but it was my 11th grade year. No, 10th grade year. And we move forward and we hit spring. And then in spring, I hit them up again. And I'm like, I miss you. And I miss our friendship. And I did. A lot. Because no matter what anyone says about how crazy I am, and even if this person doesn't want to admit it, it might have just been how I felt. But let me tell you something. This person literally made me at times feel like I was on top of the freaking world. Like, it sounds really extra and like whatever, but mind you, I've never dated anyone, and I don't count this as a dating because I don't want that on my like clocking board. Like, I didn't date this person. I'm gonna say that right now. But it was definitely something, and I don't want to call it a relationship, like, romantically, because it was so toxic. It was like a anti-relationship, like, whatever you want to freaking call that. And so this person wasn't on my radar for dating, but anyway, I'm trying to say words. I've never dated anyone. And so to have someone say nice things occasionally, like, oh my goodness, you're so sweet, or like all this like really small stuff that people would be saying normally to you, I've never been told by anyone. So for me to hear it once or twice, it made me feel so good. And this person made me feel so good. Like, and I'm sure you can relate, and I'm sure there's those of you that are like, oh my goodness, this hoe is being so overdramatic. And you can say that, but my life has been really, really tough. Like, I'm telling you, we all go through trials and tribulations. My trials and tribulations are my own experiences. And let me tell you something, okay? I've never had someone say as much nice things as this person did say to me, and it made me feel like a queen, like a king, like a prince, like a princess, whatever the frick you want to call it. I was there. I was on a high. And so I didn't want to lose that. I did not want to lose that. So I kept reaching out to them to get this validation from them, and they were giving it to me. And so I'm glad that we don't talk anymore, because they would just keep feeding me a drug that I don't need. I don't need to be on a drug right now. I have coffee. I don't need a drug that will emotionally and mentally tear me down the longer I stay with it. And that's exactly what this was doing. So they answer me, and they're like, honestly, I miss you too, and all this stuff. And then I find out that they're not dating the person anymore, so I think I have a chance. And this is when it wasn't my fault anymore. I thought I had a chance again, which was stupid, because they already had told me no multiple times, except that one time, and a few other times when they were like, oh, we could try something, blah, 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 blah. Isn't healthy either. Which isn't healthy either. If someone is asking you a million times, oh, can we, blah, 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 you just please block them. Like, block me. I needed to be blocked. I needed to be shut down, because I had never been in anything before. So I didn't know how that stuff worked. So I was little, and I'm not making a defense for myself. I'm literally saying, block me, please. I need to be blocked. So if someone is doing that, please block them, because they are crazy. I am crazy for doing that. You need to block them if someone is trying to date you and you said no like a million times. But it wasn't like a peer pressure thing. It was not like me trying to like, oh, you won't do it, how about that? No, I was just asking, like, nonchalantly, like, I would be like, I really like you, like, nonchalantly. I would never force something on somebody. No, it wasn't that. It was just me nonchalantly being like, well, I like you, so, you know. They would ask like for compliments or something like that, or they would ask like a question, and I'd be like, well, I like you, so like, what do you think I'm gonna say, like, and I'd say stuff like that. I never ever pushed it on someone, but I'm sure like the things that I did weren't making them feel good, like saying like, oh, well, you're really messing with me. But they were. No, they were. But they were. So they were, though, because they were messing with me. They were saying all this other stuff. They were really being like, they were saying really messed up stuff, and I may have gotten to a point, no, because there was that one time that I'm just trying to make it, I'm not trying to defend myself, but there was definitely things that they did. Anyway. No. They were, sorry, they were very toxic though, because they would still lead me on. We would still like have these times where they would literally only hang out with me alone. Like, there was never like, okay, so let me, okay. They would seriously lead me on. They would say all this nice things, but we already said that, but they would literally, okay, so I'm gonna finish the story and then I'll pull the facts. So, we were talking again, and I found out they were broken up, and I was like, I thought I had a chance. So we start flirting. Both sides. And again, I have the text. I'm not afraid, but I don't need to. And so it's just like simple things like, oh, like, actually there is no flirting, I don't think. Yeah, no, there is none. They're just being really nice. And, then they go to a party with me, another one. I know this person, and this person invites them too, because they're friends with them too. Like, that's how life works. And so it was fun. It was really fun. It was like before summer started, and it was really fun, and we got to hang out. We all just had fun. And I, being my boisterous little Gemini self, was like, I'm going on vacation soon. You need to come to my house so we can hang out and like hang out before I go on vacation. And they were like, okay, bet. And I was like, cool. Sorry. My mom's gonna be away this weekend. Come over. They were like, okay, bet. Which they had come over to my house once before too, but it was a little bit more awkward because it was like the first time. Anyway, so they come over, and I don't want to get too into detail about that because I'm not here to like do anything like that. But it wasn't anything like weird or anything like that. Like, well, it was weird, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it wasn't anything like touchy or anything like that. So I'm still like no. So trust me, I'd be very sad if it did, because that would have meant that this toxic person really, really freaking was toxic. So we just chilling, and then when they're about to leave, I'm like, you know what? I need to try again. So I like hook them. I'm like, I need to tell you something, and they like are about to leave, and they're like, what? And I'm like, never mind. And they're like, what? And I'm like, never mind. And they're like, okay. And then they leave. And then I think either I text them or they text me after they left, and then they ask, like, what were you going to tell me before you left? And I was like, oh, it's nothing. And then they were like, no, come on, tell me. And I tell them again, I just really like you make me feel really happy, and not all the time, but I said that. And you just really freaking, I look crazy, make me, I don't even know what the frick I said, but I said a bunch of goosey stuff. And they said, to be honest, I'm feeling the same way. I would be down to try something, all this stuff. And wow. And so it was said. I was going to be leaving in a week. I wanted to understand what that meant, though, because this was over text, mind you. And it was very confusing because I was like, what does this mean? And I was really rushy with it, and I shouldn't have been, because they were just wanting to try a relationship out. Like, you know what I mean? And so I would, talk with them, and then I was really, really, like, self-conscious, and so I would say these random things, like they would say something really, try to be sweet, and I was like, oh, is it this other person? And they were like, no, it's you. And then, but no, yes, okay, because these people would try to get into my head and say, oh, well, they're, like, taking pictures and, like, hanging out with this person and, like, dancing with them, because they had to go to, like, a thing, and so they were, like, hanging out with this person and, like, dancing with them and, like, all over them and, like, all this stuff, all that I heard that they were dating someone else and all this other stuff, and I was, like, absorbed in it. All these people were telling me this stuff, and I was like, what the frick is going on? I already had a really bad experience with this person lying to me about not, I can't remember. But I had really bad experience with the person lying to me and all this other stuff about saying this one thing and then saying another thing to somebody else and this thing. So I didn't know who to trust. So I was popping off in the text, and I was like, what is this here that I'm hearing? And then when they were trying to be nice to me, I was like, oh, it's the person that I'm hearing about. And they were like, what are you even talking about? And I don't want to say it was my fault for letting people in my ear, but it's not my fault because this person really did lie to me a lot, and I can't pull out all the facts of them lying to me because right now I can't remember, but they did lie to me a lot, and I'm sure the friends, the friends that I have right now, I've told the lies, and they could come and like attest to me attest to that, and they could if they would remember the things that I told them, which probably not because it wasn't that big a deal to them. I'm really drawing this out, but it was an emotional time for me, and it still evokes some emotion, obviously. Over long periods of time, this stuff can really hurt your mental state, obviously. And so, I'm about to leave. We're arguing, and then this other person gets dragged into it because I'm talking to them, and then they try to talk to them, and they're like, it was really messy. And so I leave. And we didn't get to see each other before I left, so we didn't get to understand what was going on. Because over text, we kept saying, "Oh, well, when we see each other again, we'll figure out what to call this." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And we never got to see each other because they were busy. I was busy. I wasn't busy. They were just busy. No, they were just busy. And so every time we had made plans, something popped up, and that isn't the first time that ever happened. So not to say I didn't believe them, because it was a serious thing, but that wasn't the first time that had happened. That had happened a lot, where we tried to make plans and they ended up just blowing me off like last minute or something. So there was a bunch of signs that I should have just taken and just left from the beginning, but I never did, and I was stupid, and it taught me something. So where am I? 11th grade summer. No, 10th grade summer. I'm stupid. No. Yes, no, 10th grade summer. And so over the summer, we're still talking, and then at one point I FaceTime them. I'm like, so what is this? I'm about to come home, and I'm like really twisting my brain around this. You've been like saying one thing to me one day, and then the next day you're like really not the same way, and it's like very confusing for me, and it's hurting me. And they're like, yeah, I just don't think this is gonna work out. And I saw that coming, because we had not seen each other for a whole like 2 months, and we never got to staple what was it that was going on, and it was toxic from the beginning. Now looking back at it, I don't think it would have ever worked. So, and I had also heard that they were messing with some other people at this camp that they went to, another one, or something like that. So, I don't know about all that, but I think that that's why, but I'm also crazy, so, you know, there's that point. So I come back to Florida. This is very draining, I'm sorry. I come back here from Jersey, because that's where I went. And when I come back here, we're still friends. We're still like talking and stuff like that. Just, you know, I stopped with like everything flirting or anything like that. I'm not even lying. Like, I may have said one thing or two, but I wasn't as flirtatious as I had been. If you could even call it that, because they didn't even catch it sometimes. So, I'm a mess. I am back home. And we hang out a few times, and then this last time that we hung out, and this is the last time that I formally talked to them, we went somewhere. Dang, I really don't want to say this, because it was a very, like, private moment, and I don't know, I don't know. I think the things that I'm not saying to, like, protect them or something like that is stuff that I should be saying, because they would never do the same thing, one. And two, it's making me look more crazy, because I'm not saying all the stuff that they did do to me, because I'm trying to, like, protect them or something. Like, what? And so, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, the problem is that people will figure this out. Especially people that know me. It's whatever. If everyone knows, probably. I don't know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. We went to the beach. Let's go get away. They say what they're gonna say. Have a drink, clink, blah, 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 blah. Like me, it's hot to come by. Period. Nicki Minaj. And it was really peaceful. It was just really nice. It was winter, so like I love the beach in winter, because it's really nice and cold. I got to wear jeans. I got a nice photo shoot. Everything was great. We were walking along the beach, just us in a really secluded area, so no one was there. It was beautiful. We were laying down on the beach. It was and this was when they told me that we weren't a thing. We were just friends. We were just laying down on the beach. And, I don't think friends just do that. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Well, I'm gonna say that. I'm not leaving it at that, because there's more. And so then, at the end of the night, it was beautiful. From, like, a non-subjective point. It was just a beautiful scenery. Like, there was the moon, it was the waves, it was quiet, it was peaceful. There was like a glimmer on the water. It was like a movie scene. Oh my goodness. I know, right? And they hugged me. Wow. This was our first full like contact like that. So it was very shocking to me, because they initiated it. It wasn't me, sister. It wasn't me. I like held onto their arm, and I was like, I was like having a conversation. I was like, what is like something, I don't want to, like, what is something you're afraid of? And they were like, being alone or something like that. Or they said something, and then I said being alone, something of that sort. And then I was like, thanks for not letting me be alone. Because at this time, I had also really bad problems with my friends. So either way, they were still like there for me. And so I was like, thanks for not like, for letting me not be alone. And I was like, holding their arm. And then hugged me. And like hugged. And if you knew the full story, you would know that that isn't normal. And I'm not gonna say the whole story. It was very. Then I like freaked out and I was like, oh man, like I was like freaking out. So like that was my mom's kind of shit. And then I like on the way home I was like blasting music. And then we had McDonald's and we just talked and we were just chilling and it was quiet. And then we went back home and that was the last time I had ever hung out with that person. Because the next day I had heard that they were talking about me with their ex. Trash. So, and then when I went to school, I saw them whispering to each other and like laughing, and like my overconscious self thought about stuff, and then like I pulled them aside and I was like tired of it. Because at this point I had been played for 5 years straight. So I was really, really tired of it, and I was like, what the frick? I was like about to pop off, but I didn't because it was in front of everyone. So I was like, I'm not gonna pop off in front of everyone, but I'm gonna like pop off. So I was like, what is this that I'm hearing? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, what was last night about? And they were like, it was just a hug. And I was like, what does that even mean? I was like, no. And they were like, but yeah. And I was like, okay, don't do that again. Because that wasn't just a hug. And like, that really messed me up. And they were like, okay. And I was like, okay. And that was the last time we talked. And then I tried to like hang out with them again, like just as a friend, because at that point I literally was done with them, and I was like, and then they just kept like, I would try to hang out with them with other friends, that way we weren't just alone. And I was like, oh hey, me and my 2 friends are going out, and like we're going somewhere, and do you want to come? They don't mind. And they were like, yeah. And they were like, oh no, never mind. Like the day before they were like, actually no, I can't. And that happened like a few times, and then the final time it happened I was like, oh my goodness, that's okay. Like I was like obvious that I was happy about it, because I was just like over it, and I was just like, okay, I'm in 11th grade now. This has been going on way too freaking long. Like, I'm tired of it. And that's it. That's the end of the story. That's the end of my toxic, whatever the frick you want to call it. And, wow. It feels so draining emotionally, but so good to have, like, God, this out. Oh my goodness. Like, I have chills. Like, I have literal, like, freaking chill. I don't think you can see the chills, but they're there and they're prominent. This video is for those of you that think you're crazy, think it's all your fault. But going back through this story, I realized I am more crazy than I thought I was. But also the fact that the things that I didn't say to protect them are the things that make me look not crazy, and I'm okay if I look crazy, because of the fact that it's okay. It's okay. It was a middle school, high school thing, and it was such a childish thing that it's over now, and it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it is such a little thing in the great aspect of things. But the reason why it still affects me to this day is because I felt like I was the problem. And even though I am owning up to some things right now, as you can see, this is like the first time of me actually realizing a lot of the stuff that I did was really wrong. Well, not all. I realized it through over time, but this is like the big blah 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 caca again moment. But I also know it wasn't all my fault. And for me to put all that blame and pressure and me thinking, oh my goodness, is something wrong with me? Like, yes. But like, I literally went to therapy and I couldn't even talk about this situation because I was afraid that this person's privacy was on, like, this person's privacy was on my agenda, so I did not want to tell anyone. And I was trying to, like, hold everything in and, like, keep it to myself and, like, cope with it. And, like, that's not healthy either. And even though it's their privacy and it's my privacy, it's my story too. I experienced it. It's not like they told me something and I'm telling everyone. Like, no. It's something I experienced, and I know that they told other people because I have been told before that people heard stuff around and, like, sister. So, and I've told some people too. I'm not innocent here, sister. But this was my final resting place for this. I am moving soon. This room is a very energetic place, chaotic energy, like not negative, not happy, just chaotic. It's crazy. And to let out this energy and just vibe with it for a few minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and just vent it out and put it out there and just let it, this is its resting place. I'm sure I will talk about this again, just as like a random like story. Not like in video or anything like that, but maybe like, you know, as like talking, whatever. But this is a final resting place for that final long story, and I'm done. This dream that I had last night really made me realize that I still think about it way much more than I need to. And it really was, you know, a key for me to be like, Star, it's time. Like, it's time to just stop. So, yeah. I'm crazy. We're all crazy. And, if someone, tells you something, and tells you, like, they've never been with anyone, so, like, this is their first whatever, and they're, like, really taking it seriously, please stop them. Because I wish someone was there to stop me. I wish someone was there to block them, or block me from them. I wish someone was there to just be there for me, and, like, say, like, it's alright. And if you're there in the same situation as me, not getting any love-ins or anything like that, and this person is complimenting you up a storm, that's what they want. They want you to treat them like they are the best thing in the world. Let me say something about Leos, okay? I'm sorry. They are so conceited and so, like, enveloped in themselves that they will hurt anyone else to get that attention, and that's like the devil side of me, like, saying that, but it's also, like, kind of true looking back at it. Like, they, like, me assuming they loved all this attention that I was giving them, so they kept leading me on, and, like, I could assume so many things, but at the end of the day, it's just black and white. What happened has happened, but it's also not black and white, because it really messed me up. As you can see, I just had a mental breakdown in front of you. Wow. I wish no hate on this person, but I wish that they learn. And I wish that they understand what they can put someone through. And this goes for anyone that has never been given an emotional support system, for them to finally get an emotional support system and them, like, live on it, like, literally life support off of this emotional support system because there was no other emotional support system. Just understand that you may not think of yourself that highly, and I really shouldn't have, but I did, and some people do. And since you are that high, either take it and own it, or take it and, like, drop it and, like, let that person know it's dropped. Because let me tell you something. If anyone were to do this to my kids, I wouldn't do anything. Because I'm not like a physically violent or, like, anything like that type of person. I would have the experience now to talk to my kid about it. I don't know where I was going with that. Because I'm not a violent person, so I wouldn't do anything. I would just now be able to talk to my kid about it and be like, hey, like, that person obviously needs love and attention, and they were using you for that. And you are now out of that equation, and they'll find someone else. But now you have to give yourself love and attention because they were giving you that false love and attention when you need that true love and attention that you could only give yourself. I'm wrapping this up. This has been way too long, and I'm sure there's most of you out there that probably hate me for saying this story time, or like that, like, think I'm over exaggerating or whatnot. And if this person never seems to see this, I hope you have a good life. Because after this, and after I move, I'm gonna have a great life. And I'm gonna struggle still. I'm still gonna struggle. But I know that I'm gonna make it. And it's gonna be okay. I just need to get out of this negative energy. And this was the one thing that was holding me back. So, sister, take that back. I don't want it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys stay healthy, stay safe, and make sure your mental health is always in check, because mental health is so important. It is so important, and some people don't realize that, but it is so important. But I love you guys so, so much, and I love and appreciate every single one of you that support me and love me, because dang, it feels good to be loved. A real, authentic way. I love you guys so, 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 I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, keep your heads up high. And I would definitely see you guys next time. Crazy. Let me tell you, crazy.